trails and always ride your side. Only cross safe ice following state lines and don't trespass on closed
only
OFSC trails.
don't cross ice on a damn snowmobile.
Or drugs while snowmobiling and carry garbage out with you. Learn about local riding with care and control at ofsc.on.ca. That's ofsc.on.ca.
Why is it so damn dark?
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Walmart. Walmart's place to save money on groceries. Save $1.70 per pound. Seedless grapes. Now, only $1.27 per pound at Walmart.
In Markham right now, -6 and partly cloudy right now downtown. -3, feeling like -9 with a clear sky. 680 News Time, 7 o'clock.
Whoa.
Good evening. This is Saturday, February the 20th. I'm James Mackin.
And I'm Veronica Thor. Here's what's making news right now.
My name's not Thor, my name's Richie.
Peel region are going to be waiting 2 more weeks at least to reopen.
No, it's not
York region prepares to reopen on Monday.
A plane in Colorado started off mid-flight, causing an emergency landing. Nobody was injured.
What started?
Millions of Texans face a major drinking water shortage after a week.
Oh, I thought you were going to say drinking. You thought they were going to say problem too. That's what you thought. You were going to say chill out, don't you? That's what you thought they were going to say.
Controversy from animal advocates who are calling for the end of it.
What happened?
Zach Hyman returns as the Maple Leafs take on the Canadiens on Hockey Night in Canada, while the Avalanche in Vegas Golden Knights game postponed at Lake Tahoe. Sports at 15.
Lake Tahoe.
And coming up in business, a new study finds that the pandemic may be putting the...
Yeah, I forgot Tahoe, the Denali. All those things are fucking named after us, too. I keep forgetting that.
680 News Time, 7:01.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Keeping an eye on that evening drive. Here's Colette Desjardins.
Thanks, James. And this report brought to you by the Toronto Star. Right now, if you're headed eastbound on the QEW, believe it or not, it is
the water
improving.
comes out of the fucking bottom. There's no way to fuck up that
over
part of
to
it.
Ford. It's just volume of traffic right now.
Christ.
We had earlier problems at Ford, but they have long since cleared. The rest of the highways around the Toronto area in great shape. I'm not seeing any delays or any collisions. Now, we've got construction delays on Finch. First of all, both ways on Finch at Arrow and Signet, the right lane is shut down because of construction. If you're headed eastbound on Finch, it's backed up from east and west over to Arrow. Don't miss the new
Oh wow, the water's following gravity again.
Still
Jesus
unsolved
Christ, 2 minutes there just
murders
wouldn't
of
fucking
Barry
do
and Honey
it.
Sherman. This week, exclusively on
Fucking
thestar.com.
bullshit.
Your next traffic report is at 7:11, but right now, let's get the forecast. Here's Jason Frazier.
And on this best part, I never moved the keyboard out the way I did this time.
Tonight, I think after midnight, high pressure takes over, and we'll start to see those clouds move out of our way. Wind chill values, though, tonight will be right around -18 degrees. It is going to feel like a cold one tonight.
And that is why I'm not going outside. I didn't realize that.
Right now downtown, clear and -3, feeling like -9. And similar
Pussies with your fucking bullshit magic spells and things gonna handle the weather.
680 News Time, 7:03.
First off, you keep trying to put a curse on me for being white, and the spirits don't like that. Because you have white blood, I don't. Second, you keep fucking up French, the most precise language there is. Beautiful French, and you keep fucking it up. Oh, it's a new thing. No, it's not. No, we call it Creole. No, any fucked up language is called Creole, stupid.
Cases per day.
COVID-19
What I'm saying?
biostatistician
Fuck off and stop making me the center of your little fucking stories, pussy.
Value as it predicts where the numbers will go. Using Thunder Bay as an example, he says they are in a red zone that show great numbers.
We knew that they would start to show great numbers because they had a reproductive number significantly above 1 for about 3 to 4 weeks now. And we also see that slope of the line increase and we see cases go up. We shouldn't be surprised that all of a sudden yellow becomes orange and orange becomes red.
Imgren says that's
Yeah,
why it's
'cause
important to
yellow
look at growth rates and not just case
and
counts.
red
So
makes
regions that
orange.
show signs of exponential growth can be moved to higher restrictions before it gets out of control.
And Ontario is seeing a slight increase in COVID-19 cases today, with 1,228 new infections being reported. 28 additional deaths were also being reported.
It's down. It's down.
6,848.
Refuse to let
Quebec's
go.
daily tally continues to trend downward. That province reporting 769 new cases of COVID-19 today, with 14 additional deaths. As for the whole nation, the COVID-19 case count now stands at just under 843,000, with more than 21,000 people having died from the virus and over 790,000 people recovering.
Toronto Fire is investigating after a 2-alarm fire at a Newton Brook strip mall, severely damaging 3 businesses.
I go to see if we're still online,
to the area of Yonge and Connaught Avenue just south of Steeles at around noon today. District Chief Stephen Powell says flames were coming from the ceiling of the property and impacted a hair salon, vacuum store, and
I'm just amazed. We got two groups. I don't want to mention either of you by name. That is belong to. This just ain't about you. Apparently everything either of you sets of people do is about me. You need to fuck up. You're gonna get killed. You got no redeeming qualities. The other group got one redeeming quality.
Roads in the area are closed as fire crews continue to investigate.
Do that again, buddy.
You're listening to All News Radio.
No, do it 100 times because I want to leave like a proper trail of
Debris from a
breadcrumbs.
United Airlines plane fell
Or the
onto
internet
the
child
suburbs of
exploitation
Denver,
unit. I want them to
Colorado
find your
during
ass.
an emergency
dumbass.
landing today.
On the ground, a large boom was reported, and then pieces of the United Boeing 777 came raining down. On board the plane, the pilots radioing in, heard on liveatc.net.
28 heavyweight experience says if you need a turn.
Declaring they needed to get back to the Denver airport immediately.
It doesn't work that way, stupid.
The jet full of fuel landing a few minutes later. None of the 241 people on board was injured. Pieces of the plane were scattered all over the town of Broomfield, one large piece in the front yard of a home. Alex Stone, EBC News.
You're listening to 680 News. U.S. President Joe Biden has provided federal funding for Texas by declaring a major disaster following a deadly winter storm. 680's Michelle Mackey has the very latest on the freezing temperatures across 254 counties.
President Biden's major disaster declaration for Texas unlocks federal funding for affected residents, as half the state remains under a boil water advisory. Dr. Regina Bissett, Associate Medical Director at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, tells CNN there was no warning the state would lose power or water.
We've seen a lot of cases come from this winter storm, including people who've been burned in fires, entire families who've had carbon monoxide poisoning. Because of the water outages, a lot of people who are on dialysis, for example, are missing dialysis and are showing up to hospitals extremely sick.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says he's using the full scope of his constitutional powers to launch an investigation into the state's primary hydro company.
Green chickpeas, whatever these are,
grossly
mice didn't even touch them. What the hell?
I'm Michelle Mackey.
What the hell?
And coming back north
So they ate half of my white bread before I was ready to give it to them, but they won't even touch them
The National
chickpeas.
Advisory Committee on Immunization says adults from racialized communities most affected by COVID-19 should be prioritized for shots. Now, it also says essential workers who can't do their jobs from home
They said
should
it
be considered
again.
a
They
priority.
said it again.
The committee added a third stage.
You're our top priority. You have to get this shot, you dirty fucking animal, so you don't make us sick.
Years old with underlying conditions. Those who are between
It's the
50 and
same
59
narrative
years
for
old with no
500
underlying
years.
conditions, and health
It's
workers and
exactly
essential
the
workers
fucking
who are not
same.
vaccinated
And I got you
yet.
fucking
But
patients coming up acting like somehow you're different or better.
will make the actual decisions
You know,
on who gets
fuck
vaccinated
off.
next.
You keep taking the white people's side on this white supremacy thing. I don't know why. It made no sense.
Become the dominant strain in the GTA
And you
before the end
can't
of
tie
the
it down
month.
to the French
The study
language
was
either, because the
co-authored
world's
by researchers
largest
at Public Health Ontario,
tranquil
Sunnybrook Hospital,
diaspora
and
is
Dynacare Laboratories.
Adam, they
Researchers say the
say
study confirms the B.1.1.7 variant,
You're
which was
just
first discovered in the UK,
prostitutes is what
is
you
more
are.
transmissible.
You're like the guy that
You're
goes to
listening to
jail
All
and is
News Radio
instantly
680
selling
News
his
at
ass.
708.
Right.
Hunting
That's what you're
store in
doing.
Belleville
You're
hosting a
selling.
coyote killing contest this month as animal advocates calling on the province to step in and
I don't
shut
give a
it
fuck
down.
about this.
680's
You really
Michelle
need to
Moore
have some
reports that the
this
organization
issue out right
Grassroots
now.
started a petition over concerns that not only our coyotes' lives are in danger, but also a species at risk.
Cheshire's Outdoor Store says on Facebook the main reason for the contest is to help control the predators that threaten the deer population and to have some fun doing it. Prizes and cash
Then
will
you'll
be
hear that we
awarded
have
for
too
the
many
10
deers.
largest coyotes
Deer.
and the
Deers.
smallest. Earth Roots,
I will
the
put the S,
organization
'cause
which started the petition,
you need it
warns
there.
the contest jeopardizes Algonquin wolves, a species at risk in the province, which cannot be visually differentiated from coyotes. It also
Really?
has the smallest coyote coyote killed will likely be a pup born this past spring. Hunting and trapping of coyotes is open year-round in most of southern Ontario. The province says anyone hunting coyotes is required to have a small game license and follow the rules and regulations.
No, I was waiting for the technicalities. Toronto police shoot at coyotes with kids standing right there. Hey, move over, kid. Bang, bang. Swear to God. On Parliament Street. But it's completely illegal to do. There's like four completely illegal things there in the city of Toronto when you do that. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I could care less if you're walking around with a gun, shooting in public, or killing an animal. If you're doing it for certain reasons. But
she's more like the old mom every day.
If you're walking down the street with a long gun in your hand and you ain't pointing at nobody, the police aren't even allowed to ask you your fucking name.
Get your life back on track. Your recovery starts at lamontlaw.ca. I'm Michael Lamont. Personal
Yeah, I got hurt by that Lamont dude when I had that construction company.
Okay.
The fuck just happened?
This is 680 News.
The price is
try this.
Battle of Ontario. It's alive. It's on Sportsnet all season long. Sportsnet.
As students return to classrooms, we have taken steps to help ensure schools have been made as safe as possible. Ontario's School Safety Plan has been developed in consultation with the Chief Medical Officer of Health. Further protections to prevent the spread of COVID-19 include strengthened masking requirements, enhanced cleaning, expanded targeted testing, and stricter student screening. To learn more about school health and safety measures, please visit ontario.ca/reopening schools. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
680 News Time, 7:11.
You know what that means. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Keeping an eye on that evening drive. Here's Colette Desjardins.
Thanks. And right now I'm looking at the 401. Everything is moving well both ways. Express collectors. That delay we had on the eastbound QEW is just now through Royal Windsor over to Ford. Should be phasing out or actually easing off very soon. We'll keep our eyes on that. The Gardiner and the Don Valley Parkway moving well into and out of the downtown core. Haven't heard of any complaints on the 404 up towards Newmarket or even on the 400 up towards Barrie. And at last check, Finch at Arrow. So both ways on Finch at Arrow and Signet, the right lane is shut down for construction. But if you're going eastbound on Finch, it is backed up from east to western over to Arrow. We also had a fire investigation on Yonge Street, just south of Steeles. It was quite busy going northbound through that stretch on northbound Yonge, just up towards Steeles, but that fire investigation still ongoing. Your next traffic report is at 7:21. Right now, let's get the forecast, and here is Jason Frazier.
We'll continue to see cloudy skies for much of the evening. I think after about midnight, we should start to see some clearing skies, and temperatures will bottom out right around -12 degrees. Wind chill values, though, will be closer to -18. Tomorrow, high pressure takes over briefly, and we'll see some sunshine. And
why don't people end up stabbing their neighbors and shit? What's happening right here, right now? So let's see if we get this straight. If I own my house, you can sue me and tell me I'm not allowed to cook because you don't like the smell. But the building is required under millions of dollars of fines to provide ventilation for fire suppression. Nothing. So this asshole's dumping the most disgusting smells through that hole in the wall into my house. I'm gonna go kick his door in right now.
An epidemiology specialist in British Columbia says some data indicates that 2 weeks after a single dose of either vaccine, Pfizer or Moderna, the protection against COVID-19 was almost as good as after 2 doses. Moderna reported that
which
2 weeks
is
after 1 dose
zero.
of the vaccine were 92% less likely to develop COVID-19 symptoms. Canadian health officials are investigating the claims.
2 full days.
In just 60 seconds, we'll take a look at your top stories, followed by sports.
680 News Time, 7:13.
You're in the home services business. You're reliable, professional.
I know you think white people know how to package things and arrange drugs. They like to have on your menu. No, they
That's
don't.
what being Google guaranteed as a local service
I told you that. You sucked their dicks. They didn't pay you. Now you're mad at us.
Vouches for you.
and Google
We're
guarantees your work.
fake.
So customers will
You're
choose
more real
you.
because you got a suntan.
Contact Search Kings to set up and manage your
Oh, don't say Redskin. It's about me. No,
today.
it's not. It's about
You
me,
want to stand
stupid.
out where your customers are online?
The only color I have is blood. I don't
Search
have any
Kings.
pigment in my
Why isn't your
face.
girlfriend drinking?
So, how's it not about me?
She said no. She's not feeling well.
She's fine. She's just pacing herself.
Ah, she can't keep up with you.
Man, look at the size of her. I've got a good 60 pounds on her. Of course she can't.
Studies show that when a man and woman drink the same amount of alcohol under the same conditions, a woman's blood alcohol level will be higher due to biological differences. Speak your mind. ChangeTheConversation.ca. Sponsored by Beer Canada.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
It's -3, feeling like -9 with clear conditions in downtown Toronto. Good evening. From the 680 News Broadcast Center, I'm James Mackett.
And I'm Veronica Thor. Here are the top stories this hour.
Despite the warnings of various critics, York Region is going ahead with reopening on Monday, entering the red zone of the province's color-coded framework. The Ford government says there will be an emergency brake in place to send any regions back into lockdown if needed. Near Denver, Colorado, an engine of a Boeing 777-200 caught fire mid-flight, causing an emergency landing. Now, nobody was injured, but debris could be found around the suburbs of Denver. And the cold snap continues in Texas, with over 14 million people currently under a boil water advisory. President Biden has declared a major disaster, which means that 77 out of the state's 254 counties will now have access to emergency federal funding. 680 News Time, 7:15 actually.
777 like the airplane engine. I can't fucking breathe this shit.
Here's Colin Teskey.
Zach Hyman draws back in the lineup as the Maple Leafs set to face the Canadiens in Montreal on Hockey Night in Canada. Freddie Anderson in net for the Maple Leafs. Carey Price in goal for Montreal. The puck will drop just in a moment's time. Watch on Sportsnet CBC and on City. Meantime, at Lake Tahoe, the Avalanche and Golden Knights game was postponed earlier this afternoon. Here's Commissioner Gary Bettman.
Some of the players wanted to continue playing. Other players were more concerned, and I felt, as did the Players Association and everybody in hockey operations, and most importantly the ice makers, the most prudent thing to do.
Well, I got to threaten somebody 3 fucking times, but the third time, instantly the fucking stink is out of my bathroom. Go figure. I fucking hate you people.
Play from the same location at Lake Tahoe. Elsewhere,
these are the you ever have somebody walk up and try to press their crotch against me? I swear this has happened multiple times in my life. I'm the one that gets threatened here. This will happen, and that will happen, and pussies get stabbed. We've been killing pedophiles a long time. These guys are angry. Angry. I need my right to molest a child. Yeah, well.
Sports at 15 and 45 past 3 hours.
What's with the
Sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time.
Yeah, if you had to wait throw around to make it happen, you would have, and you didn't. So it wasn't your right.
All Canadians to avoid all non-essential travel outside the
Put
country.
that screen to the door. Open your fucking window, you stink, pussy.
All air passengers are required to show a negative COVID-19 test result before boarding their flight to Canada, and that everyone entering Canada must quarantine for 14 days. Details at travel.gc.ca/travel-COVID. A message from the Government of Canada.
If someone don't like the smell of the food you cook in your house, they take you to fucking court, sue you, damage your property value, all that shit. These people are pumping bad air into my house, and I'm being told I don't have recourse. You're a nigger and skip it shit out. This is why cops get beat up, robbed, raped, and kidnapped in my neighborhood, and they always have, and they always will.
Extraordinary superstar. Young Rock, all new, Tuesdays 8/7 Central on City TV. Or
Hey, Rod.
at citytv.com.
My name's Bulletproof. Hey, you're a pussy-ass liar, too. I was so broke on the street. Fuck off, you fucking liar. First of all, he's an actor. Put wrestler in the middle. First of all, he's an actor, which means he's also a prostitute. And in the middle, you have wrestling. When was he ever broke?
Into our building, the Greater Toronto Area. 680's Tijuana Turner tells us the story of Lincoln Alexander and how his life was filled with firsts.
The black man, let's call him Link,
Born to
like
immigrant
chains,
parents,
so they
the
never
Honorable
forget.
Lady
The
Alexander
Link.
became the first black member of parliament in the House of Commons in 1968. Then in 1979, he became the first black federal cabinet
It's like the
minister.
first black cab driver, 1954. The first black library owner, 1842 or some shit. You guys are a fucking drugs league, so that can be report this
the
shit.
respect of his peers. He also reflected on racism in Canada, saying racism is simply a product of ignorance. But I'm an optimist, and I've seen great
you were pretty fucking ignorant too to think that. No, it's on purpose. If they can make you abide by it, they can have you. You think the ants and the aphids don't have little discussions?
History Month every day because it gives some indication of how black people were treated in the old days. It's changed considerably, all for the better.
You are a fucking retard. Because they can see you coming, stupid!
Becoming the first black chair of the Workers' Compensation Board and the first visible minority to hold the post of Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. I'm Tijuana Turner.
Traffic and weather coming up in just 60 seconds.
680 News Time, 7:20.
It took early humans thousands of years to start cooking their food. Today, we're not such a patient bunch. Thankfully, good food now has same-day delivery, so you can get delicious, ready-to-cook meals and grocery items like good food milk.
So remember, when I catch people in my house and touching things and stealing things and fucking with the wires and the air and the water, I'm supposed to go, oh, they're doing this to me, lady. No. What happens? I walk right up to you and say, we know what you're doing. And that's when people start shaking, because they've already been told not to fuck around with us.
Windows and doors can help. With EcoSmart technology, our latest product line is Energy Star certified, which means you'll save on your energy bill. And right now, we pay the tax for you, or you don't pay till 2022. Now that's smart thinking.
You'll see the difference right away. Ecotech Windows Taxi.
Quality and comfort you can trust and afford. Learn more at ecotechwindows.ca.
680 News Time, 7:21.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. We go live to the traffic center. Here's Colette Desjardins.
Thanks, and this report is brought to you by OntarioTravelClinics.com. Just looking at the eastbound QEW, it's been quite slow. It's just starting to ease off now, Royal Windsor over to Ford, so that's good news. And then once you travel on the eastbound QEW through Mississauga, everything is moving very well. The Gardner, the John Valley Parkway, that's in great shape into and out of the downtown core. Same with the 401 right now. That's moving well across the city, both express and collector. And even the 407, that was in
I
great
smashed
shape.
on his door without me having to explain what's happening. It stopped.
Moving very well.
It's on
Now,
purpose.
continuing around North City Streets, Finch, both ways on Finch and Arrow and Signet, the right lane is shut down because of construction. But if you're going eastbound on Finch, it's backed up from east of Weston over to Arrow. Yonge Street, we've got that fire investigation just south of Steeles. We had delays, but everything is eased off through that area. I'm not sure if the fire investigation is still ongoing, but no delays through that area. For quick private PCR COVID-19 testing in the GTA, call the Ontario Travel and Immunization Clinics at 905-828-6000. Again, the number 905-828-6000. Your next traffic report is coming up at 7:31. Right now, let's get the forecast. Here's Jason Frazier.
Well, after a day where we pretty much saw everything from cloud cover to sunshine, even some flurries, some lake effect flurries develop, we are going to see tonight the lake effect machine turn off. We're going to keep the cloud cover before midnight, but after midnight, I'm expecting to see some clearing skies, and wind chill values are going to be closer to minus 18 degrees. Now, tomorrow, we're going to see a lot more sunshine, and that's all thanks to high pressure. We'll top out right around minus 1 degree, and then tomorrow night, some more clouds will increase. Low temperature near minus 3 degrees, and then Monday, here comes some more snow. I know how much you thoroughly enjoy it. We'll see some snow as well as some rain mixing in. We could see wet snow developing up to about 6 centimeters, high temperature of plus 3 degrees. Our overnight low tonight, minus 12 degrees.
Right now in downtown Toronto, minus 3, feeling more like minus 9 with a clear sky. It's minus 6 at Pearson Airport, feeling like minus 12 with similar conditions.
Remember, 680 News is the only radio station with a weather guarantee. Today's jackpot stands at $3,000. And coming up at the bottom of the hour, the latest on York Region stepping forward into the red zone.
Well, other numbers are going down. Because 1,200 is less than 80.
Our franchisees are in much better shape.
A week straight, they've been telling us as the number is going down.
Independent restaurants.
You know that stereotype belief that everybody has that kids don't get sick? Excuse me? Nobody thought that. They repeated that one for a month straight.
Government support.
Then they also go, well, we thought because we said, because we said. The politicians answered the question. No, that never happened. Nobody ever said that.
Wage subsidies or rent subsidies. But ultimately, there's likely to be a fundamental shift in patterns in the future. I'm not sure how soon people are going to return to the downtown cores and some of those types of things. So
it's quite downtown. Something that was so hot like last year or 2 years ago, and you don't hear of it very much. And just to share with us, where are you at with your Beyond Meat type product? In other words, your non-meat burger.
Yeah, no, I recall. I think it might have been around Valentine's Day that Jack was talking about his wife's desire for a Beyond Meat burger. But
that's right. We never bought it for her.
Yeah.
She got one last week, Wolf. Are you kidding me?
There we go. It's a mainstay of our menu now. You know, it's a great product, and there's still there's a lot of people that really enjoy it. I eat it in the restaurant. Actually, my wife quite enjoys it. We eat it at home, and so it'll continue to be a permanent item.
What are the ingredients of that product?
I'm not joking. It will not let me tune to the One Direction unless I'm going to that station. Are you on fucking drugs? I hope that here it takes the fuck out of whoever's pretending to live in that apartment. I swear to God, for 2 fucking months, they're bringing the largest size, the 300-liter fucking garbage can out every day. Yeah, the same size a fucking cop could hide inside of. Every fucking day, they're dragging that much garbage in and out of an empty apartment. For a whole month, there's nothing in there, but they're dragging it. Yeah, both sides of me. I know.
To take advantage of these incredible offers.
The Princess Margaret Home Lottery is here with an incredible... Visit dining room, a private principal suite, and so much more. Awarded with a Muskoka lakefront cottage plus $500,000 cash. Buy your tickets at princessmargaretlotto.com.
I'm Tim Demopoulos. Despite increasing interest in the technology, electric vehicles are still only a small percentage of overall sales. Now, a new study by Deloitte suggests the pandemic made
electric cars been out selling gas here and there.
Canada. Ryan Robinson is automotive research leader at Deloitte.
You know, we've actually seen an uptick in the percentage of Canadian consumers.
This is where they're going to tell you it's all new and high tech.
Traditional internal combustion engine, and we think that it speaks to obviously the unprecedented nature of the pandemic and the financial anxiety, not just the health concerns that it's causing in the marketplace. So you couple that with the fact that 77% of Canadians who intend to buy an EV tell us that they expect to pay less than $50,000. And, you know, we have, for the moment at least, a bit of a disconnect developing on the affordability.
Like these same people don't have $50,000.
Blow right through that price threshold.
Although prices remain high, more affordable electric vehicles are on the way.
So we're
prices remain high.
The announcements and the number of EVs.
That's because you have to send armies to fucking beat up little kids to fucking make your fucking batteries for some reason. What's wrong with lead acid? Lead is bad. We prefer to leave the lead laying everywhere than use it.
Compared to 2 years ago, the study found that the price barrier is slowly becoming less of a concern among buyers.
The cost price premium with a major component in the battery of the vehicle being the majority of the costs,
depending on how many of them are actually lead.
It is translating into less of a concern. If you looked at where that concern was,
hey, how much does it cost to make a human-based battery?
We have noticed it has dropped, but the reality is it's still the #2 concern, keeping people away from thinking about EVs. It's still top of mind. I think we still have a long way to go on that front.
That's Ryan Robinson from Deloitte Canada, and at the Business Center, I'm Tim Demopoulos.
Prioritizing your family's health is important, and getting an annual eye exam is an essential part of it. So visit your neighborhood Trail Vision. They put safety first, and right now they're also offering 40% off lenses for adults and free lenses for kids with frame purchase. They direct bill most insurance.
These fucking white people have tried every damn thing in my life to fuck me up while I'm sleeping. Everything. I wake up in rooms where it's the heat's gone. They turn off the heat on me. The window closed. My music off. The fucking natural gas leaking in the whole house. I'm talking 30 fucking years of this shit. Always. Oh, he's a seatbelt. You this and that. And that's why these guys keep showing me these frozen screenshots with my eyes closed or edited closed or whatever. Fucking. Because you're child molesters and rapists. You touch people when you think you can get away with it. Okay. So even this shit here, they think it's gonna mess me up. But you're making one small part of my house stink up. I don't sleep next to your bathroom, so that's not gonna happen. These people wouldn't dare touch us when we were sleeping in doorways. Yeah, they were terrified of us. They were terrified. And you see the one sleeping there, and then you look up and down the street, and you can't figure out why you feel like you're being watched. You're nobodies. You're child molesters and rapists. And you think you're going to do I got this psychological trick, and my way of doing this and that, and I'll inform on this, and I'll do this and that. And you see me having beefs with people associated with these groups around here. They are sex offenders, period. They all have a government file of getting their charges blown away and testifying against somebody and getting relocated to here with the fucking government subsidy. It's not a fucking joke.
Water shortages following
everybody from this part of everybody from the right part of this city, right parts of this city would tell you that's exactly how things go here.
Organized by a hunting store in Belleville.
Leafs and Canadians are scoreless in the first on Hockey Night in Canada, while the game between the Avalanche and Vegas Golden Knights at Lake Tahoe postponed. Sports at 45.
And coming up in business, the debut of the first Bitcoin exchange traded fund in a week where the cryptocurrency topped $50,000 US. We'll hear from the CEO of Purpose Investments.
To have an ADR or a CDR, you have to have an actual thing that you own, a depository receipt.
Thanks, Veronica. This report brought to you by IA Private Wealth. I'm just having a look right now at the MTO compass cameras. Eastbound on the QEW, easing off from Royal Windsor now to Ford, so that's good news. And if you're traveling on the westbound Gardiner, the ramp to the northbound 427, we've got a stalled tractor trailer blocking the right lane. You still have access to that ramp. We've got emergency crews on the scene. The rest of the major routes, all in good shape. IA Private Wealth is Canada's choice for professional trusted advice that's uniquely tailored for every stage of your financial journey. Visit iaprivatewealth.ca. Your next traffic report is coming up at 7:41. Right now, let's get the forecast. Here's Jason Fraser.
I know it's white bread. It won't be the easiest to see what
we're expecting temperatures to run around -12, but when you factor in the wind, it's going to feel closer to -18 degrees. And
this is the world we live in. I want to wrap in something shiny so no one can document anything about our products.
Our overnight low tonight, -12 degrees.
Downtown Toronto right now, -4, feeling like -9 with clear conditions. And in Pearson International Airport, a little bit chillier, -6, feeling like -12, also clear conditions. 680 News Time, 7:32.
While Toronto and Peel region remain in lockdown for at least another 2 weeks, York region is preparing to re-enter the province's color-coded framework on Monday. But NDP leader Andrea Horwath says region hopping and concerning variants mean case numbers are likely to rise, and it appears Canada's top doctor, Teresa Tam, agrees. Tam adds variants could fuel a surge of 20,000 additional cases per day by mid-March if restrictions are relaxed any further.
Meantime, Ontario's Health Minister Christine Elliott has already addressed region hopping.
This isn't a reopening, everything's back to normal. Not at all. Please stay in your own region. Please follow the public health measures. And sooner or later, everyone will get to that place, but we don't want people traveling between regions at this point.
But Horvath wants more to be done. She's calling on the Ford government to increase public health protections and to listen to warnings of a potential third wave by health experts.
Potential third wave.
Toronto, Peel region, and North Bay Parry Sound.
We've been in the third wave since like September, have we not?
At least March 8th.
Well, the province is reporting 1,228 new cases of COVID-19
We're down to 80
today.
cases.
It's the third straight day. Ontario has reported over 1,000 cases, following several days of less than 1,000.
No, it
the
wasn't.
good news, there are
No, it
more
wasn't.
resolved cases
No, it
than
wasn't.
new ones today.
For
though.
about 3 weeks. Now, you still haven't told us what the numbers were from the 3 weeks where they were underreported.
Reporting a drop in cases.
It's been 3 fucking weeks or whatever. They still won't tell us the numbers from when they underreported.
Entire nation,
Oh, for 3 days now, it's been under 1,000. Yeah, and for 21 days, you kept saying it was.
COVID-19, just over 290,000 of which are in Ontario.
Stateside now, U.S. officials are investigating after debris from a United Airlines plane fell onto Denver suburbs during an emergency landing earlier today. One very large piece that appears to be part of the engine narrowly missed a home. ABC's Michelle Franzen has more.
The United flight returned to Denver International Airport after taking off and bound for Hawaii. The FAA in a statement says the Boeing 777-200 returned after experiencing a right engine failure shortly after takeoff. Outside Denver, in the city of Broomfield, police confirmed debris scattered in neighborhoods, including large pieces that fell.
Authorities say nobody on board or on the ground was hurt.
You're listening to 680 News at 7:35. The City of Toronto is releasing details of a new plan they hope will help the battered taxi industry. The pandemic and the emergence of apps like Uber and Lyft have put tremendous pressure on the industry in the last year.
No, they
The
didn't.
$2.47 million support
If
package.
you picked up somebody with Uber and you didn't have 2 hours advance arrangement, you committed an offense. It's worth thousands of dollars. Every time you did your $15, $20 thing, thousands of dollars. And the city refused to enforce the law for years.
For a complete breakdown of the changes.
A major cold snap throughout Texas has led to President Joe Biden declaring
I don't need a license for a restaurant. I'm with Uber Restaurant. We just do what we want.
State due to the
I hate
cold
you
weather.
people. And look what you're doing to all those vehicles. Now, one of those vehicles will be branded as a rental or a taxi.
Thanks to burst water pipes amidst the deep freeze. 14
Oh, yeah, by
million
law,
people
you
are
have
under
to,
boil water
if it's a
advisories,
daily rental
including
or a
Thomas
taxi, you
Dallas
have to declare
resident
that
tells
when you
CNN
sell it.
He's running out of food and is boiling snow in his bathtub.
As of now, we're
You're
managing.
boiling snow in your bathtub, you liar.
Becomes more apparent by the minute.
You have
US
snow in your
President Joe
bathtub.
Biden has now approved a major
You don't
disaster
boil
declaration
snow,
for Texas,
stupid.
unlocking federal
What
funding
the
for
fuck are you
affected residents.
talking about?
But as ABC's Trevor Alt
You boil
reports,
tap
Houston's
water.
mayor says it
You
could
eat
still be days
snow.
before water is
How
restored.
fucking stupid are you?
I'm saying Monday, but give or take one day on either side. Could be Sunday, could be Tuesday.
Temperatures across the state are expected to finally warm up Sunday. I'm Michelle Mackey.
Toronto Fire are investigating after a 2-alarm fire broke out at a strip mall in Newtonbrook. Fire crews were called to the area of Yonge Street and Connaught Avenue, that's just south of Steeles, just after noon. District Chief Stephen Powell says when crews arrived, the fire was coming out of the roof of the building.
Crews made access to the building. There was zero visibility within the building. Crews made as rapid attack as they could to get to what was burning. We opened up holes in the roof, so crews worked both internally and externally to get to the fire.
The fire was extinguished around 5 this evening, but 3 businesses were extensively damaged.
Good.
Toronto Public Health has also been notified that
Oh, why would I
a
say
Ford
that?
store, a restaurant, was heavily affected by smoke.
Spent $1 million on a house. They just got built. The footings were poured in the winter, and the whole top half is made of fucking chipboard and
19th, WestJet is suspending service to 4 Canadian cities. That being
fucking
St. John's,
2x4s that cost $1 instead of $10 because they're coming off of Indian land. So you're not gonna fucking sell it for the right price. You're gonna claim it's good to the U.S. You don't have the rights to none of this shit. I hope it all burns
depend on the
down.
federal government's COVID-19 policies.
left it
Canadian
in the
Airlines
woods.
has laid off thousands of workers this year and cut more routes as the federal government implements
Everybody else
increasingly
remember they kept
strict
trying to
travel
tell us burning wood and
680 News
forest
Time,
fires. That's bad for the
7:38
carbon cycle. It will heat up the fucking The carbon dioxide will insulate the earth and make it warmer, not the heat from the fire. The carbon dioxide will make the earth warmer.
Coyotes' lives are in danger, but also
trees are, in case you didn't know, trees, plants are just a carbon sink.
On Facebook, prizes and cash will be awarded for the 10 largest coyotes and the smallest. It wrote the main reason for the contest is to help control the predators that threaten their deer population and to have some fun doing it. The organization Earth Roots started the petition asking the province to end the contest. The organization warns the contest jeopardizes threatened Algonquin wolves, which cannot be visually differentiated from coyotes. The province says anyone hunting coyotes is required to have a small game license to follow the rules and regulations in Ontario. In most of southern Ontario, hunting and trapping of coyotes is open year-round. The store did not return 680 News' request for an interview, but says online no true outdoorsman or sportsman feels joy or fun in the taking of a life. I'm Michelle Morton. Coming up in 30 seconds, we'll check gas prices.
What?
680 News Time, 7:39.
That's not what was talked about.
We should move here. Maple Auto.
We don't feel good about killing off this species till it's extinct. Then why are you doing it then? That's your response. We don't feel good while we're killing all these things. Then fuck off. What are you doing on my land, killing my animals and my trees?
What are you trying to tell me?
You know what, we're sorry we caused you all this emotional trauma from getting killed you up. We're sorry we killed you up. What? I don't know why you people even try that.
Part of the Zankin Auto Group. Now, the 680 News gas price update and progress price will
you're
not
like the
budget
kid
at night
of somebody
except for
who, like 6
$1.21
generations
per
back,
gallon
had
per
something to do with it.
liter
You're
at most
nobody.
PTA stations.
You didn't even hair
Traffic
fuck
weather
all.
together
You think you do.
What does it feel like to play
Big
Lotto
ego
649? Well, with an upcoming jackpot of an estimated $6 million, just having a ticket feels a lot like that moment between and... So get that 649 feeling. Buy your
It's funny what the mice will and
Feel
won't
the
eat.
anticipation that comes with a chance to win a jackpot of an estimated $6
They're eating that
million.
white bread. They're not eating the bread with the
guaranteed
cheese stuff on it I put in there.
prize.
They're eating the dog food, but they're not eating this
Sitting at home wondering how to save money? Why not start with your windows and doors? That's smart thinking. Ecotech Windows and Doors can help. With EcoSmart technology, our latest product line is Energy Star certified, which means you'll save on your energy bill. And
Energy Star certified. Okay. And it's eco whatever trademark. That means nothing. You made up a fucking name for something you sell because it meets the fucking government standard. It meets the minimum standard. Wow. I'm so excited. Good thing you wasted money registering a new name for that shit so I could pay you more money. You're right.
Well, not a bad drive if you're just leaving home and you need to get somewhere. You'll have no problem. This report is brought to you by Pizza. But we do have a problem. It's on the westbound Gardner. It's the ramp to the northbound 427, the right lane is blocked by a stalled tractor trailer. Emergency crews are on the scene. You do have access just as you're traveling down the westbound Gardner, approaching the ramp to the northbound 427. Just slow it down. You've got the left lane to get by. Right now, if you're traveling on Yonge, just south of Steeles, we've had an ongoing fire investigation. No delays. And if you're on Finch, both ways on Finch at Arrow Signet, the right lane is shut down for construction. Now, at last check, if you were traveling eastbound on Finch, it was backed up from east of Weston over to Arrow just because of this construction. That is going on. Now at Pizza. Order a large 3-topping pizza and 3 drinks for just $13.99. Yep, you heard it correctly, just $13.99. Order online or on the Pizza app. Your next traffic report is coming up at 7:51. Let's get the forecast. Here's Jason Frazier.
We'll see clearing skies and we'll see temperatures bottoming out right around -12. We'll likely end up seeing a lot of cloud cover, at least for the first half of the evening. Wind chill values are going to be closer to -18, so it is going to be a chilly one. Tomorrow we'll see a lot more sunshine than we did today, and that's all thanks to high pressure. We'll top out right around -1, and then tomorrow night we'll see clouds increase as our next weather maker moves through. Low temperature near -3 degrees. Our overnight low tonight, -12.
And right now in downtown Toronto, a clear sky, -4, feeling like -9 with the wind, and a clear sky at Pearson Airport, -6 there, feeling like -12. Two friends from Toronto have come up with a creative way to help the homeless. Evan Mintz and Mark Asbestris have put together a GoFundMe account called Card for Change. You donate your spare change and they convert it into gift cards. They've raised close to $11,000 so far. Asbestris says the response has been very positive.
They're very thankful that we're coming to them and taking the time to give them cards and to chat with them and understanding their needs other than what we're just providing.
Buddy, if I meet you, I'm going to beat you senseless. You better hope I don't find out what you look like.
If there's other cards they could use or, where would the money better be spent?
He adds the homeless population was already struggling before the pandemic, and with so many of us not carrying any cash, fewer people are giving their small bills or change to people living on the streets. Still to come on 680 News. We'll have a
You're not using cash, so why don't you just give it to the guy? No, I have to have a white guy count it up. Okay, so coins belong to the people, banknotes belong to the queen, gift cards belong to whoever you gave the fucking money to. Oh, and those cards, they last for fucking ever. You have to burn them. And they're full of fucking rare earth metals. Thanks. Homeless on the land they own. You're taking the coins, giving them back to the fucking bank. Don't ever bring coins to a bank, ever. Trade them for bills and bring the bills to the bank.
Right now, you can enjoy a consistently rich, smooth, and delicious medium mid-cafe premium roast coffee, hot or iced, for $1 plus tax.
How much of a cut did you take for yourself?
For a limited time. Prices exclude delivery.
And when you go to the store to buy the cards, you make sure you go to the most racist white person in the fucking store. I know you do. You've been watching the other ones. I'm supposed to be a stupid, cheap, crackhead prostitute right now, and they're angry. Try gay, little 4-year-old kid. Try gay. That's gay. Whoa, why are you talking about kids? It's the same people. Look at the old newspapers on the microfilm. You're going to find nonstop all these social workers and charities, every single one of them.
COVID-19 variants are putting the country at risk.
Now to United Way and March of Dimes. March of Dimes, 10 cents on the dollar goes to the cause. And it's not give them your dimes. It's every time you give them a dollar, 10 cents goes to the cause. United Way, the first $3 million goes to the first 10 paychecks. $300,000 a year. $3 million goes on nothing. You're giving them $50, you can't afford it. Why? And look at what they fund. Oh, they fund a black church. Yeah, by white supremacists.
14 million people are still under boil water advisories. 680 News Time, 7:45.
They don't like field niggers. I'll put it to you like that. The house Negroes that hate field niggers.
Chiefs in Montreal take on the Canadians on
You
Hockey
will
Night
worship
in
me
Canada.
to get this
Lots of
food
scoring
that
chances for
I already
both
own.
teams in the opening 20 minutes, but still zeros up on the board. That is our
I know
score.
you didn't come up
as
in
we
this
inch
country.
towards the
I know there's the last 3 generations to raise you up like that could not be from this country. So
City.
I don't think you're mixed with anything native.
Right now,
You look mixed with white people, really. You do. You look like mixed with British, to be specific.
Blue Jackets, a 2-0 score for the Sharks on top of the St. Louis Blues, 0-0 between the Coyotes and Kings. Also 0-0 between the Hurricanes and the Lightning. And the earlier game at Lake Tahoe between the Avalanche and Golden Knights was postponed. The two teams will resume at 9 p.m. local time. While some other finals from earlier, the Red Wings got by the Panthers 2-1. The Buffalo Sabres picked up a 3-2 win over the New Jersey Devils. And first overall pick, Alex Lafreniere got his second career NHL goal as the Rangers topped the Washington Capitals 4-1. And Mike Babcock has landed a new role. He'll be the new men's hockey coach at the University of Saskatchewan. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 7:47.
Subway restaurants are pleased to announce our brand new valet service.
Really? Subway's got valet?
Well, no, but Subway's new curbside pickup is the next best thing. Right now, buy 2 footlongs and get 1 free when you order through the Subway app. Subway, eat fresh. Freshly made per order.
Remember Jared? Remember Jared? Am I lying?
Extras additional. Participating shops. No additional discounts.
This ad isn't funny or overly clever,
There's no
and remember, it's owned by Doctors Associates, Inc. And if you didn't catch that, an association is a club for businesses. And doctoring means fraud and
We're
forgery.
finding and discovering medical breakthroughs to keep you and your loved ones alive. But we need all the help we can get. Go to heartandstroke.ca today.
No.
And together, we'll beat heart disease,
It's
beat
like
stroke,
this fucking
and beat
lowest
as
on
one.
the list for causes of death, bro. Fuck up.
Now time for the automotive report. Here's Tim Demopoulos.
The XC40 Recharge is Volvo's first all-electric vehicle, and it's part of an ambitious plan to launch one new EV every year until 2025. A mid-size crossover with ample room, the XC40 Recharge gets about 335 kilometers of range, and with a level 3 fast charger, an 80% charge comes in as little as 40 minutes. Like most EVs,
Yeah, but if you aren't charging to 100,
it feels lightning fast thanks to twin electric motors that pump out an equivalent of 402 horsepower, a very impressive voice control.
The equivalent of 402 horsepower.
Seamlessly and integrates maps and charge points into your destination. It will even predict how much charge you'll have.
So
left.
402 times 746 divided by 1,000, you get kilowatts.
With the Automotive Report, I'm Tim Demopoulos.
The National Hockey League has scheduled some special games out at the beautiful Lake Tahoe in Nevada. We get the details from Show Ali of Sports at 590 The Fan.
It was a picturesque start for the NHL earlier today.
Nevada is not beautiful.
Got going in the outdoors game.
Nevada is a nuclear bomb test site. There's nothing beautiful there.
After Colorado took a 1-0 lead into the first intermission, ice issues due to the sun beating down a rose as the heat had made the ice too soft for skates to gain further traction. Commissioner Gary Bettman spoke to NBC a few minutes ago and gave his verdict.
The ice is frozen from underneath by Freon. What they just said is not possible.
With our ice makers and both teams, we didn't think it was safe or appropriate to continue this game at this time.
The game will resume at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. local time. This has an impact on tomorrow's slate of games, as well as Bruins Flyers, originally scheduled to play at the Outdoors Tahoe Race 2 p.m. Sunday, has now been moved back to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. For Sportsnet 590 The Fan, I'm Show Ali.
Coming up in 60 seconds, we'll have traffic followed by your extended forecast. 680 News Time, 7:50.
Your roof sprung a leak. Water came through, shorted out the furnace, the radiator too.
When you need money fast, Prudent Financial has been your best bank alternative since 1984.
If you need money in a hurry, PrudentFinancial.net. Get money quick, just one click. PrudentFinancial.net.
In a consumer proposal or in a bankruptcy and not discharged, we can still help car or homeowners get approved for up to $75,000 in less than an hour.
PrudentFinancial.net.
At JackpotCity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot, Mega Moolah. Play for free at JackpotCity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit JackpotCity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
680 News Time, 7:51. Time for traffic and weather. Together on the ones, here's Colette Desjardins.
Thanks, Veronica. And this report brought to you by 407 ETR. Well, the highways are looking great around the GTA. Haven't spotted any problems, delays, or collisions. However, if you're on the westbound Gardner, the ramp to the northbound 427, the right lane is blocked by a stalled tractor trailer. We've got numerous emergency crews on the scene, so it's slow on that ramp when you use the left lane. That's really the only problem. I just had another look at Finch. Now, Finch both ways at Arrow and Signet. Right lane is shut down because of construction. If you're traveling eastbound on Finch, it's backed up from east of Weston to Arrow. It's very slow through that area. And Young Street, both ways, south of Steeles, we still have that ongoing fire investigation, but no delays in the area. 407 ETR continues to be one of the safest choices for drivers, preparing in advance for winter snowfalls and responding quickly whenever needed. Please drive according to conditions. Your next traffic report is at 8:01. Right now, let's get the forecast. Here's Jason Frazier.
Well, even though many of us saw lots of cloud cover today, we are going to end up seeing some clearing skies after the midnight hour. That is all thanks to high pressure that's going to be moving in. It's part of the reason why we're also going to see chilly temperatures temperatures tonight. Wind chill values will be closer to minus 18. And then tomorrow we'll see some sunshine developing, at least for the first half of the day. High of minus 1. I think towards the latter half of the afternoon, we'll start to see some more clouds come in here. And we'll bottom out around a minus 3 degrees for tomorrow night. Now, Monday, that's when we'll see a weather maker move through that could dump up to 6 centimeters of snow. We could also see it mixing in with some rain showers as well. So it will be some wet snow. It'll definitely be making things feel very slushy around the GTA. We'll top out around plus 3 also for Tuesday, along with some cloudy skies. Our overnight low tonight, minus 12 degrees.
Right now downtown, clear and minus 4, feeling like minus 9. Similar conditions at Pearson Airport, minus 6, feeling like minus 12. Coming up at 8 o'clock, we'll have the very latest on Toronto and Peel remaining in lockdown for at least another 2 weeks as York Region prepares to enter the province's color-coded framework on Monday. It has mayors and health officials warning against region hopping. We'll have everything you need to know coming up. 680 News Time, 7:54.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Bellier Brothers. Bellier Brothers, proudly heating, cooling, and providing air quality for Toronto homes. To have your furnace or boiler serviced, call on Bellier, 416-425-1200.
If you're in plumbing, HVAC, electrical, any home services business, don't miss out. Local Services Ads by Google is here. Don't let woulda, coulda, shoulda make you cry. Instead, let Search Kings get you Google guaranteed as a local services provider. Attract customers because you're prioritized on Google, and Google guarantees your work. Contact Search Kings to set up and manage your local services ads account today. You want to stand out where your customers are online? Switch to Search Kings.
During extreme weather season, count on our weather experts and the 680 News Extreme Weather Center for all the latest on the storm.
And how to keep you and your family safe.
Road conditions, school cancellations, and the latest storm updates.
The 680 News Extreme Weather Center has you covered.
Brought to you by Subaru. Confidence in motion.
On your radio, online, and on your smart speaker.
This is 680 News.
Coming up in 60 seconds, we'll have your business report. 680 News Time, 7:55.
Wow. Congrats, man. Coffee? Sure, thanks. It's a great place. I've been saving, but nowhere near a down payment.
Yeah, my dad set me up a while back investing with Questrade. It was easy. And over time...
Man, you can only hope.
Dude, come on. Hope is not a plan.
It's time to switch to Questrade, ranked #1 in self-directed investor satisfaction by J.D. Power. Learn more at questrade.com and jdpower.com/awards.
This is Superfan Napatia. You see me driving a lot of SUVs, but I have fallen in love with the new Genesis GV80. The only seat that can compare to my courtside seat is behind the wheel of my new luxury SUV by Genesis. But there is very limited availability. Test drive the official car of Superfan. Book your Mississauga.ca. Don't miss the hottest SUV, the Genesis GV80.
680 News Time, 7:56. Now time for your business report.
Unlike Apple, in a week where Bitcoin hit milestone after milestone, clearing $50,000 US for the first time and then accelerating higher, Toronto-based Purpose Investments launched the first Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, and the cash going in was massive.
Can you make a Bitcoin exchange first? Because so far, the one thing I have not heard since 2009 or whatever.
The cryptocurrency directly.
Where do you trade these interest laws?
Investors that just really have a hard time to access Bitcoin in an efficient way. I mean, 5% of people will actually go through the process of mind-numbing exercise of having
How about in a way that makes
wallet
money?
and then storing it with your passwords. So
Or even potentially makes money. Even if you lose money, can I trade them for money?
The exchange-traded fund structure and, to everybody in the masses.
Same says the Bitcoin ETF.
Well, an exchange-traded fund means they buy a bunch of shit and then they sell the thing to you, and somehow they're covering the costs of underwriting the IPOs and shit without taking money in from anywhere from you. So you're just magically getting handed money all day in the most complicated, expensive way possible. Off an so-called investment that doesn't pay interest or have any particular value or dividend or anything. It's not owned by anybody in particular except for you. So.
most importantly, they've got lots of institutions now, starting to warm up to it as a legitimate asset that they'd like to hold.
Institutions open up to the idea of killing prisoners off and doing medical experiments and all the rest of it too. What's the point?
Looking at the idea of bringing,
you know why I don't donate blood? Aside from the fact they can't use the blood that you fucking blood, you refuse to pay Canadians for it, but you'll pay American prisoners for blood.
We're excited about the digital asset space. I think it's,
We're not going to do that. You'll pay them for it, you'll pay us for it, or you won't get it from us. No, you don't like that? I guess you better get used to fucking paying American prisoners for blood.
Fundamentally, a really unique opportunity over the next decade in these assets.
Hassan Saif, the CEO of Purpose Investments. In the Business Center, I'm
Hassan Saif. Wow.
Everyone is doing their part.
It sure is. Hassan Saif.
To stay healthy. It's time to look forward to a healthy future, a healthy you, a healthy
planet. An hour
Healthy
and heard
Planet
nothing
is your
useful.
essential source for high-quality vitamins, sports nutrition, and more. Now through March 10th, save on tons of items, including Nutri-C regular lemon. Buy 500 milliliters, get 200 milliliters free. Plus, save 15% on the entire line. Healthy Planet, serving you safely in-store, curbside, and online at healthyplanetcanada.com. Live life healthy.
Food deliveries, online shopping, and homeschooling. Mom, I can't log in. It never ends. We're juggling mortgage and credit cards, all without Tim's income. You wonder how we do it? We don't. We can't afford the payments. Somebody help us.
New Borrow will help. Use low interest rates and the rising equity in your home to refinance your mortgage and save thousands.
Use your home to get a loan with New Borrow.
Visit newborrow.com. License 13115.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Walmart.
Walmart is the #1 place to save money on groceries. Save 80 cents on a bag of Lancia pasta. Now, only 87 cents at Walmart. See
You
flyer
were
for
charging
details.
$2 for that shit, and I should
Clear
feel
and
good that now you're only
-8.
charging
Clear
$1.
in Milton as well, -7. Richmond Hill, clear, -8. In St. Catharines, partly cloudy and -4. And right now in downtown Toronto, -4 with a clear sky. 680 News Time, 8 o'clock.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680.
And I'm Veronica Thor. Here's what's making news this hour.
T-minus 2 days until York Region enters red zone. Some critics saying the possibility of region hopping means it's too early to reopen.
An emergency landing in Colorado as a Boeing engine catches fire mid-flight. No one was injured.
Yeah, well, Boeing's like that. They keep writing them exemptions to the law, so why would they make their shit proper if they don't have to?
Major disaster amidst the deep freeze.
Animal advocates calling for the abolition of a coyote hunt in Belleville.
Both Carey Price and Freddie Anderson doing their job in the first period of play, 0-0 between the Canadians and the Maple Leafs. Well, the game at Lake Tahoe between the Avalanche and Vegas Golden Knights will now take place at 12 p.m. Eastern. Sports at 15.
And coming up in business, many Canadian companies have drifted away from security concerns during the pandemic. An expert says that should change.
All we've heard about is people breaking into shit.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Keeping an eye on that evening drive. Here's Colette Desjardins.
Thanks, James. This report brought to you by
See,
the Toronto
that's how
Star.
you say it
Everything is looking
properly.
great on the highways
Pretending
around
to
the
put a French
GTA.
accent on
We
it
do have a
when you
problem.
look
It's on the westbound Gardner. It's the ramp to the northbound
And then you say,
427,
Hilliard.
where the right lane is blocked with a stalled tractor trailer. We've got a large tow truck on the scene. You have access to the left lane, but it is a little bit slow through that area. Otherwise, as I mentioned, everything is looking good. Just one construction note that's slowing things down. It's on Finch. First of all, Finch is down to basically the right lane is shut down both ways on Finch at Arrow and Signet. However, if you're traveling eastbound on Finch, you'll find it slow from east of Weston over to.
There will be some chaos at the beginning, I know that, so please be patient.
Deputy Health Officer Dr. Daniel Bain-Smith says they've been working hard to ensure that Métis feels seen during the process, especially in light of a recent report that found widespread Indigenous racism in the health system. Thierry Theodore, the Canadian Press.
2 people are dead after a shooting at a gun store.
Some white people did a study and found that it's widespread. Because us telling you isn't good enough. We tell you somebody assaulted us, it's not true unless you can find somebody who was white supremacist leanings to do a study and confirm.
Inside and outside the store. The sheriff says the suspect was also killed. Guns and ammunition are sold at the outlet in the suburb west of New Orleans. Democratic senator calling for a federal investigation into possible price gouging of natural gas in the U.S. Midwest and other regions following severe winter storms. This is the Canadian press.
So if you work for SWN, if you work for Selwyn, you are now paying through the nose for the gas. I told you we get you. I told you we get you. Now see, these fucking racist white people see this. Oh, he's got a weapon. But they're terrified that I might have any way out of a fight by the time I notice the fight has started. But they're not paying attention to the cops flipping out about some busted knife blade that's this long. But I've got a shovel, a glass bottle, a piece of foam wire, and a pencil in my hand.
Unfortunately, we have another system rolling in overnight Sunday into your Monday. Not only will it bring some milder temperatures, but it's going to bring some snow, and that'll start before Monday morning. Once again, our low overnight tonight will be -11, and our high on Sunday
Do
will
me
be
a favor, don't do that again. Buddy, I see you again, is on. You're
Back in my
done.
day, we walked in the
I told you that.
uphill, both
I
ways.
told you. And
Nowadays,
it
you
happened.
kids
It's already
whip
happened,
around
Mr.
in your
YouTube. You
Jeeps
can
with
stop
your
flipping out
4x4
trying to think if you should censor
capability and
this or
your
not.
I can go
It happened
anywhere
here.
attitudes.
I
What's
told
your
him,
point,
man.
Grandpa?
Well,
Where's he
you're
now?
going to show me what this thing
He's
can
not
do.
over there.
What?
He's not in
I
the
didn't
station.
get any
Where is he?
younger.
Get up to $8,100 in discounts plus $2,500 in loyalty cash for select owners at the Jeep 4x4 winter event.
Oh, these things really can go anywhere.
See your Jeep dealer for details.
Your head says, make sound investments for the future. But your heart says, invest in that new sound system right now. With Advice Plus from
Invest. Because your heart has nothing to do with emotions. Man. Anybody still telling you about heart? Oh, when we say heart, we're talking about spirit. You're talking about thoughts. The white people still insist their brain is in here.
Camp, a place for amateur musicians to play and learn from professionals like, Roger Daltrey from The Who, Bill Wyman from the Rolling Stones, and many more. He's now the subject of a fun new documentary called Rock Camp that details the wild and woolly beginnings of the rock and roll fantasy camp and the role it plays in making people's lives better. It even has a theme song by Randy Bachman. It sounds a little bit like this.
Get your drums and bass, guitars and amps, put your dreams on the line and take the chance. Jam it out together and start a hot band and live as a rock and roll.
The interview with David Fishoff by asking about the uplift that a movie like this can provide when everything in the news is so dark and daunting.
Although we're not running camps now, we can't do live music. I think this is a time to...
Oh, we can't do live music. Broadcast media hasn't been invented yet. So I was going to point out that in hip-hop, for decades, telling kids to go make music and rap. Oh, that's weird. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad. You shouldn't be doing. What are you doing now? You're copying us again. Hey, how old is Randy Bachman? I don't give a fuck about him. Well, he's an icon and a hero. Yeah, it's a drunk white supremacist child molester. So I'm not associating him with that. But that's your fan base, bro. That's your fan base. You know how many kids' money got stolen to buy your fucking albums, bro? And your tickets and t-shirts? I don't feel nothing for you, dog. In fact, you take it all the way to the point of a rock and roll camp. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a setup for fucking weirdo shit, does it? No. Oh, I got that tilted way up there. Oh. I got milk from my freaking coffee. I got my spliff thing here. down.
The last three MCs heard niggas saying about they wanna make tracks with us. Or that didn't even crack to us. Going hard in the booth, this a tape.
I don't have to do anything with these notifications, I don't.
Over 25 or a Q. The rest rock hustlers, I say won't sleep till I knock it. And don't push me cause I ain't in the top. Now 12-year-old fools, so I ain't scared if you
Dennis the Menace with a Molotov. Messing with Mr. Wilson.
But I hear them just start. And I ain't talking about no jump shot. Brush them off, go top. You know the cold heard my tracks. Didn't think I was capable. 4-5 pipe on my traceable. Didn't think I was capable. 4-5 pipe on my it isn't traceable. You niggas don't ride something like a flat tire. Ain't a fire at your back and let me backfire. Cause I got the same size as a blow dry. Never true in your raps, just some damn lies. Great job, make them spit through the wire. And you don't surprise shit, you a buyer. I'm the king of gang rap, call me sire. That's it, for revenue you rate and admire.
Yeah, I know, I gotta tape a little stupid piece of cardboard to this, so I use an old bank card or something.
The fourth room down, fifth lift from up. Bells don't leave shells, so I'm switching up. Be something like a bus driver still picking up. Got your hands in your pocket, nigga, stick them out. I'm a projects, money's no objects. So we finger fuck max and we contact right inside out.
Now, why is it I stop showing people these things on these videos, and I get every dumbass new fucking white boy fucking with me until I start doing it again? Okay, I guess you aren't actually watching the videos. You're just following the child molester trail of breadcrumbs to me. I'm not who you were expecting to find, eh? No, apparently, because you all do the same thing. You all do this threatening, and I'll step in front of you and tell you what to do. Buddy I almost stabbed yesterday with his drink, missing half his teeth anyway, mouthing off about he's going to do this. He does this with his hand, I come back, oh, you're going to threaten me. What? I just, yeah, I'll fucking stab you with that bottle right now. His friends are sitting there with.
Didn't see drugs, now run up on them close. I ain't throwing guns, but I'm close.
I'm dumping you in front of them, they ain't throwing the cop. You know what? It'll be the next one. While I'm in the station, it'll be the next one. And they don't.
But I'm a hot star. I'll snap, crack, pop like camera. I'll snap, run, duck, just
you're gonna miss a 60-year-old child molester hanging out front of a daycare? You ain't gonna miss him. You ain't gonna miss him. Don't even pretend that you're gonna come to court and say it's so bad what that guy did to the old child molester hanging out at the daycare.
Until they end up on the stretcher, better get a coffin. Yo, Critians, so we ain't in a no long talking. Money overflow, back on my bullshit. These punks that
I think I might be the only person that threatens cops where they know they just got threatened. They can't even make the charge. Why they all run from this neighborhood?
Take a nigga slut. When you know me, never look back.
You hear these pussies? Oh, I've been working in this neighborhood for 30 years. Okay, where'd you work? Another different neighborhood. That's the video when they smashed the door in. Oh, well, why would you get arrested? You just have to come down to the city. I don't have to. What the fuck are you talking about? See, you're changing your story. Now you're going to get arrested. I decided I'm going to get arrested by asking you what the fuck you're talking about. Hey. We're going to deal with this in a certain order, right? We're going to deal with this in a certain order. Keep jamming up the fucking video. It'll stop. No, I won't. Smack. Move him back on the keyboard and tell him to stop. We're going to deal with this in a certain order, right? I'm going to keep starting the sentence till I get the chance to finish it. I'll do some.
Don't get close, nigga. Behind me, I heard she's the white, the 60s and 90s. No, nigga, we are what, won't matter who it is, bound to get the job.
You fucking done?
The critics got the shooters behind me, I heard she's the white.
Keep it up. I like to say these things. They make me feel insane. Good. Get the fuck out of my computer, which is trespassing. Everything you reach in past that point belongs to me. Keep it up. Belong to me. So, all these people, you same thing. Keep it up. Keep it up, officer. Now the music's going. We downloaded this track 2 hours ago. Move them back from the screen. Hey, internet hacking is not desk business. He's electronically trespassing on the Defense Department property, which is liable to summary conviction, and we're allowed to shoot you for it. We're expected to shoot you for it, or we get shot. You want to keep it up, Officer Dickhead? Officer Child Molester? Officer Touchy Touch? So, all these people you think that you somehow got helping you fuck me over, and you're helping them or something, whatever you got going on, they ain't gonna be around us.
You niggas don't ride something like a flat tire. Hide in the fire at your back and when you backfire. Cause I got to see
Well, near as I can tell, the girl from the elevator has only been in the building twice. Once to pretend we were friends, and I don't know who the fuck she is. And the next to run up and pretend we were friends. Hey, touch the buttons! Call the cops! That nigger touched the elevator buttons! Call the cops! That's what happened. So I ask you, officer, where is she now? Where'd you hide your body, officer? I don't know what she looks like, dumbass. Whatever happens to her can only be linked back to you, Officer Diddler. Detective Diddler on the job.
He said, take the weed, leave the cash. I'ma do him dirty, mad max to
This one wasn't fucking expanded. That one cigarette over the whole bag.
Yo, we got metal like a rap, made a name in rap. I ain't setting it for trap. Yo, I'ma need me a bag of that C-O-L-T. Carved in my rack, still unstolen. Stereo scratch, sleep on my actions. Stop the madness, I'm real up, get it gone. Magic, they can't go sleep like I don't got a night. Yo, center ain't class, didn't see wrong. Now run up on them close. I ain't going wrong, but I'm clear blood strong till it drips on my palm. And it's highly dangerous and no to me arms are dangerous. Sicker than stars, I ain't saying it.
That unconscious and doors kicking in doors for what we're
run duck, just hide when I let
no X on the 4x4.
Man with the strap to your man's vision black with the phone dog and OGs for YGs, scroll clap, we clap, do you come and try me? 70s and 90s, been moving. Rush till it's hooked up to the ivy. 4-5 will stretch you, of course.
Never played a 45. The sounds of the keep ass alive.
Yo, Critians, so we ain't in a no long talking. Money overflow, back on my bullshit. These punks that I grew with, acting like you're too sick, too no cash, making me ever switch sides. Or babble to the J, someone get my guns fried, huh? My mind's fried. See, I don't give a fuck. Stack it with a white Jeep,
smoking real truck.
Take a nigga slut. Man, you know me, never look back.
Look at me, you're dead, officer.
I get busy with these OGs, screaming outside of the police. Fucked up when I nipped 1.5 a beast. Snakes and then cop chops, now you owe me 10 J. Till I go to sleep, till you for the 80K, the marksman. What the fuck's a murder one? Bad news if you run into the DBS, all I do is give one nod and he breathes the tech. And you breathe the tech, all I do is give one.
Now, I know I come across as somebody with a bunch of things.
Behind my emojis, so why the 70s and 90s? So don't sleep, no, nigga, we are what, won't matter who it is, bound to get the job done. Got the shooters behind
Turn it on and off this time, Officer Obvious and Detective Diddler on the case. Keep it up, bro. You're obsessed with staring at people's mouths. We know that's 3 times in a row, bro. That's 4 times in a row. Plus the 3 times you stop the music. 5 times plus 3, that's 8, 9, 10, 11. Keep it up.
We get sad on the trail.
I be popping no bill, watch me back in that still. Drive a hold of that wheel, out the lottie uphill. Pop shit burning, eat still. Chop it, move it, now we dancing smells of propane. Exposed to ones who is fake. Plastic block up in race. Fuck up in it's too late. Hey. Just push it in, listen, I'm spin rapping vicious, cause I push it to my limits, fucking checks, I'ma hit this while I ain't on my business, I'ma get it in a minute, can you feel how I kill shit, to fucking back shit up, can you see?